guys, what's up? It's Matthew here from Byte, and today we're going to be continuing our falling object game. So far what we have in our game is we have a player moving left and right and an object falling down the screen. But we don't have anything happening when the object collides with our player. So to fix this, what we have to do is we have to add a collision box around the player and the falling object and tell the computer to respawn the falling object every time there is a collision between the falling object and the player. We already have the code in place that teleports the object back to the top of the screen when it's reached the bottom of the screen. So all we have to do is ask the computer, hey, when there's a collision between the player and the object, teleport it to the bottom of the screen, and then the code that we've wrote before will automatically teleport it back to the top. So without further ado, let's hop on our project and get these collision boxes on our player and our falling object. Alright guys, now we're on Godot. Let's quickly just have a look at our game and see what's happening. So far we have the object falling down the screen and respawning back once it's reached the bottom, and we have our player moving. That's great. But when we try collide with the object, you can see that nothing is happening. So let's fix that. So to fix this, we have to add a collision box to both our falling object and our player. And to do that, we need to select our villager or our player, hit the add button, and search up collision shape 2D. We're going to do it for our player or my villager. And we're going to also do it for our falling object, or my emerald, collision shape 2D. Brilliant. So as you can see, on the left side of our screen, underneath our villager and our emerald, we have a collision shape 2D. So now what we have to do is size the collision box so it fits the player and the falling object. So I'm going to start with my villager here. I'm going to select my collision shape 2D. I'm going to go to the inspector in the right side of the screen. And where it says shape here, I'm going to press new rectangle shape. Now as you can see, a little blue box appeared by my player. I'm going to zoom in here so it's easier to see. And I'm just going to grab these little nodes here and click it and size it to the size of my sprite. Once I've finished on my player, I'm going to do the same for my emerald. So I'm going to zoom out here, find my emerald. I'm going to click the collision shape 2D underneath my emerald, choose the shape. I want to choose a rectangle. I'm going to zoom in here so it's easier to see, very small. And I'm going to change the size so it fits as good as I can. If it seems a little off-center, don't worry. All you have to do is unlock it pressing this button here, change the collision shape's position, and then lock it back again. And now you can change the shape and it should all be centered. And I think that looks great. Now let's test it out and see what happens. So as you can see, when I collide with the object, nothing happens because we haven't told the emerald to respawn back to the top once we've made a collision. So let's do that in code. So let's navigate to the script menu. We do that by going to the top of our screen and hitting script. We're going to go to our villager script. So in our player script, we need to write some code that basically asks, have I made a collision? If I have, let's teleport that thing I made a collision with to the bottom of the screen. Let me write the code out for you and I'll explain how it works. Alright, so let me run you through the code. First of all, I have an if statement that says if get slide count is greater than 0. So an if statement is something that asks a question, and I've asked, have I made a collision with anything? Moving on, underneath the if statement, I have a get underscore slide collision 0 dot collider dot set position vector to 0700. Now I know that seems really complicated, but basically all we're saying is respawn the object that I collided to the bottom of the screen. And there you go. Let's see if it works. So you can see once I've made a collision, it disappears and it respawns to the bottom of the screen. Obviously we can't see that. We can't see what's beneath the screen. And then respawns to the top of the screen. But before we finish there, I want everyone to make sure they save their projects because we don't want to see any of you guys lose any of your projects. Alright, so I want to thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And stay tuned in for the next episode. See you guys!